Welcome to Destination Deca. I'm Adam, your insider guide to journeys that go beyond the postcard. In today's video, we're unlocking the top 10 must-see attractions in Charleston, South Carolina, plus 2 bonus locations that most travelers overlook. We'll roam bustling markets, explore storied battlegrounds, marvel at centuries-old oaks, and take in sweeping river vistas. Along the way, I'll share fun facts that bring each landmark to life, travel hacks to help you skip the lines and beat the heat, and historical tidbits that connect you to Charleston's vibrant past. Whether it's your first visit or your 10th, you'll walk away with a roadmap for diving deep into the city's culture, cuisine, and hidden corners. Ready to plan the ultimate Charleston adventure? Let's dive in. Number 10. Charleston City Market. The Charleston City Market, laid out in 1790 and expanded through the 19th century, is housed under 4 soaring cast iron sheds that stretch for nearly 3 city blocks. As you wind through the brick-paved aisles, you'll encounter Gullah artisans hand-weaving intricate sweetgrass baskets using techniques passed down for generations. Alongside them sit jewelry makers polishing river pearls, painters capturing Lowcountry landscapes, and spice merchants blending bend seeds and sumac for you to take home. Beyond shopping, the market is a living history exhibit. Granite milestones mark the old market crosses, and interpretive panels recount how this spot fueled the city's economy long before tourism. Fun fact: in 1851, more than 2,500 blacks, both enslaved and free, sold produce, poultry, and seafood here, making it one of the South's busiest black-run commercial centers. Travel tip: allocate at least 90 minutes. Start at the West End with early morning coffee from a local cafe, then meander eastward, pausing for a fresh lavender lemonade mid-walk. On Wednesdays, look for live fiddle music by local string bands. Number 9. Waterfront Park. Opened in 1990 to revitalize what had been an abandoned shipping pier, Waterfront Park spans 12 acres of crepe myrtle-lined paths, open lawns, and terraced seating overlooking the Cooper River's gentle current. Its centerpiece, the Pineapple Fountain, pours 35 gallons of water per minute and has become an international symbol of Charleston hospitality. Explore the Serpentine Brick Promenade, watch a container ship parade in the distance, or settle onto one of the iconic blue swing benches suspended above the water's edge. Native marsh grasses and tidal pools were carefully reintroduced to recreate a miniature salt marsh ecosystem right in the city. Fun fact: the pedestrian walkway was built on recycled granite salvaged from old dock pilings. Travel tip: plan your visit for late afternoon when the temperature dips. Grab takeout from nearby Fleet Landing and picnic on the pier. If you're in town for Spoleto Festival USA in late May, catch free outdoor concerts on the lawn. Number 8. Fort Sumter National Monument. Perched on an artificial island 7 miles from Charleston Harbor, Fort Sumter is where Confederates fired the Civil War's opening salvo on April 12, 1861. Today, access begins at the Liberty Square Visitor Center, where an introductory film and artifact displays set the stage. The hour-long ferry ride skirts Trinity Episcopal Church and Fort Moultrie before docking at Sumter's battered walls. Once ashore, park rangers guide you through the bomb-proofs, sally ports, and gun rooms, detailing 34 hours of relentless Union bombardment and Confederate defense. A walking audio tour reveals hidden bullet scars and recounts personal letters from soldiers who endured 40-mile supply runs between islands. Fun fact: original flag remnants unearthed in 1961 are on display in the on-site museum under climate-controlled glass. Travel tip: reserve your round-trip ferry ticket online up to 6 weeks in advance. Spring and fall weekends sell out. Bring binoculars for birdwatching. You may spot oyster catchers nesting on the nearby respiratory islands. Number 7. South Carolina Aquarium. More than just tanks of fish, the South Carolina Aquarium is a hands-on journey through the state's waterways, salt marshes, and coastal barrier islands. Begin in the Journey to South Carolina exhibit, where you'll walk through a panoramic 85-foot tunnel beneath a 385,000-gallon ocean tank filled with nurse sharks and southern stingrays. Venture onward to the River Otter Falls, where rescued river otters perform daily feedings, and peek behind the scenes at the Sea Turtle Care Center, where endangered loggerheads recuperate before release. Seasonal interactive programs let you touch horseshoe crabs, inspect shark egg cases, and learn how aquarium scientists tag juvenile sturgeon for migratory studies. Fun fact: the aquarium's saltwater is piped directly from Charleston Harbor and recycled through a state-of-the-art filtration plant hidden beneath the plaza. Number 6. Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum. Docked across the Cooper River in Mount Pleasant, Patriots Point is anchored by the USS Yorktown, a colossal Essex-class aircraft carrier commissioned in 1943. Step aboard to explore 9 decks of naval history. From the restored operations center where officers plotted missions to the flight deck where you can inspect vintage F-4F Wildcats and SBD Dauntless dive bombers. Adjacent exhibits include the Medal of Honor Museum, honoring heroism at sea, and tours of the USS Laffey, an Allen M. Sumner-class destroyer that survived 6 kamikaze hits, and the Gato-class submarine USS Clamagore. Docents share first-hand accounts of sea battles, and interactive flight simulators let you experience a carrier landing. Travel tip: allocate 4 to 5 hours to see everything. Buy a all-access adventure ticket that includes the audio tour, submarine admission, and a harbor cruise. Bring a handheld fan and water. Corridors below deck can get warm, and ask for the daily veteran interview scheduled to meet World War II sailors who served on these very ships. Number 5. Arthur Ravenel Jr. Bridge. Rising like twin diamonds over the Cooper River, the Arthur Ravenel Jr. Bridge stretches 1.5 miles between downtown Charleston and Mount Pleasant. Designed by renowned engineer Dr. Peter Shermayeff, its 8 lanes of traffic are flanked by a 13-foot wide pedestrian and bike path that soars 185 feet above the water. From up here you can spot container ships gliding under the cables, the steeples of historic churches peeking above the skyline, and the sprawling marshlands beyond. Every spring the bridge hosts Charleston's largest running event, the Cooper River Bridge Run, drawing more than 40,000 participants for a sunrise dash across its expanse. Fun fact: if you uncoil the steel cables from the Ravenel Bridge end to end, they'd circle the globe nearly 1.5 times. Travel tip: lace up for sunrise on a weekday when traffic is light and the early light paints the city in pastel hues. Number 4. Angel Oak Tree. Tucked away on Johns Island, the Angel Oak is a living monument to time and resilience. This southern live oak dates back 400 to 500 years, its limbs extending outwards on massive buttressed roots like the arms of an ancient cathedral. A raised boardwalk winds around the trunk, keeping visitors just feet from limbs as wide as school buses. You'll find quiet spots for reflection in its dappled shade, where local storytellers sometimes gather to share plantation-era legends and the lore of Gullah culture. Travel tip: arrive mid-morning before tour buses roll in. Use the panorama setting on your phone or camera to capture the entire canopy, and respect the roped-off root zones that protect this living treasure. Number 3. Palmetto Carriage Works. Since 1975, Palmetto Carriage Works has been spinning tales of Charleston on wheels. Their 5 carriage models, each carved from sustainable hardwoods, are pulled by draft horses with names like Magnolia and Charleston Belle. Guides, certified by the historic Charleston Foundation, navigate narrow lanes and secret alleys, pausing beneath stately live oak canopies to describe duels on Church Street or romances in Rainbow Row. On the extended, hidden gardens route, you'll glimpse private courtyards that even savvy locals often miss. Fun fact: each carriage wheel is repurposed from retired whiskey barrels, marrying Charleston's maritime and distilling histories. Number 2. Old South Carriage Company. Old South Carriage Company brings history to life with period-accurate costumes, meticulously researched scripts, and percheron horses selected for temperament and gait. Their downtown loop covers Rainbow Row, the Battery, and the French Quarter, but the real magic happens on specialty tours: the Ghosts and Gravestones, Candlelit Ride, and the Colonial Charleston Expedition that stops at hidden plaques and family vaults. Expect guides quoting original diary entries, from colonial merchants lamenting rusted hulks to Confederate nurses recounting hospital days. Fun fact: the horseshoes from Old South's mounts are melted down annually and recast into miniature keepsake shoe keychains sold at the stables. Travel tip: lantern-lit ghost tours between October and March fill up fast. Reserve at least 2 weeks in advance. Dress in layers. Once the sun goes down, that riverside breeze cuts right through you. Number 1. Magnolia Plantation and Gardens. Magnolia Plantation was founded in 1676 by the Drayton family and remains family-owned after more than 11 generations. Begin with a stroll through the formal gardens, designed in the 1870s in the Grand Romantic style, where azaleas blaze in spring and camellias perfume the air in winter. Climb aboard the nature tram for a narrated ride through wild rice marshes, past alligator sunning spots and nesting herons. Then glide across the scenic waterways on a flat-bottom boat tour led by local naturalists who point out rare migratory birds. Finish your visit at the on-site petting zoo or the tastefully restored plantation house filled with period furnishings and family heirlooms. Fun fact: during the Civil War, the Draytons intentionally let the gardens become overgrown so Union soldiers wouldn't pillage prized orchids and magnolias. Today that overgrowth gives Magnolia its dreamy, untamed character. Travel tip: allocate at least half a day here. Purchase the bundled gardens, tram, boat ticket for savings. Time your visit for late morning to catch the tram's wildlife activity peak. Then reward yourself with homemade lemon ice cream at the Creek House Cafe. Bonus place number 1. Boone Hall Plantation and Gardens History and Highlights. Boone Hall Plantation began in 1681 and is anchored by its legendary avenue of oaks, a double row of live oaks draped in Spanish moss that tunnel travelers toward the historic manor house. Beyond the canopy, you'll explore original slave cabins that tell the complex stories of the plantation's workers, a 1930s coastal cottage showcasing Lowcountry life, and expansive gardens where each season brings a new festival of color, from spring azaleas to autumn chrysanthemums. A guided house tour reveals antique family heirlooms, historic documents, and the evolution of plantation agriculture. Travel tip: arrive at opening to tour the house with fewer crowds and softer morning light through the oaks. Leave time to sample the farm stand's homemade peanut butter fudge and seasonal jams, made from produce grown on site. Bonus place number 2. The Battery and White Point Garden History and Highlights. The Battery was originally constructed in the early 1800s as a coastal defense fortification, protecting Charleston from naval attack. Today, its broad seawall promenade spans the point where the Cooper and Ashley rivers meet, lined with rusted Civil War cannons, lush live oaks, and grand antebellum mansions that whisper tales of old Charleston society. White Point Garden, at the southern tip, is a tranquil park dotted with monuments to Confederate soldiers and Union victories, offering a tangible timeline of America's most turbulent century. Fun fact: many of the cannons on display here were recovered from scuttled British and Confederate ships, making each piece a fragment of maritime history reclaimed from the harbor's depths. If this insider's tour of Charleston's classic landmarks and hidden treasures sparked your wanderlust, smash that like button and subscribe to Destination Deca for more in-depth travel guides. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an adventure, and drop a comment telling me which Charleston spot you'll explore first, or share a secret gem of your own. Follow me on Instagram at Destination Deca for behind-the-scenes photos and bonus tips, and stay tuned for the next destination that will fuel your curiosity and travel dreams.